Hello, everybody. Yesterday, Monday, is the anniversary of the death in 1963 of C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Narnia stories and other books for children and other books about life and religion. He was someone who got pleasure in life, was always seeking pleasure. He talked about the pleasure you get from the first taste of the air when you look out of the window first thing in the morning, and the pleasure you get from soft slippers last thing at night. He was someone who knew how to look for pleasure in the ordinary things of life. But he distinguished pleasure from what he called joy. Joy was something crucial to him. He wrote a book called Surprised by Joy, which was a description of the way he came to become a Christian. And he associates an awareness of God and of Christ with this experience of joy, which he says is not just things going well. It's not about security, it's not about feeling safe, it's not about prosperity, it's not even about happiness or pleasure. Pleasure, he says, you can often arrange, you can organize it so that you feel some pleasure. But joy is something that seems to come more or less out of nowhere. It just strikes you at a deeper level than pleasure. He says he'd rather have 1 second of joy than 12 hours of pleasure. It's not entirely satisfying, because he says in one aspect of joy is a sense of longing for more. Um, and of course it can be quite fleeting and leaves you with the sense that you want to get that feeling again. Uh, he describes joy, as I say in this book, Surprised by Joy, because for him it points beyond itself. Uh, it points to God and to God's glory. Um, I I don't know whether you've had experiences like that. I think there are moments, aren't there, when you just sense that life is good, even though sometimes it may not be. You may not be particularly pleasurable, but there is something deeply joyful about it. And maybe that's a sign of having been given this gift, even if only for a moment. And one of the other things that C.S. Lewis says about it uh, is that it is um, a foretaste, so to speak. He describes joy as the serious business of heaven. That's what we will be experiencing beyond this life. And he says, what would it be to taste at the fountainhead that stream of which these lower reaches prove so intoxicating? What would it be to experience joy on a permanent level, rather than in the fleeting way that we sometimes do now? And maybe that's the experience that he had on Monday of this week in 1963.